Hello Wolfpack, another Bitcoin update here, and I wanted to mention a few things that I didn't necessarily mention in my last video, and also just give you another update because obviously daily updates are very much necessary in a market that moves this fast, even though some days we won't have as much to cover as other days. However, RSI is basically the main thing we're going to be covering in this video, what is going on with the RSI, and we'll actually bring out the bull market support band as well. There's a lot of things we've gone over in previous videos already that we're not going to just touch on again because I don't feel the point of wasting time there, but just to get it all out of the way, essentially, in order to confirm, in my opinion, or at least give some sort of confirmation of a renewed upwards bull market, we need to be retaking this yellow line, this yellow uptrending level of support that's held since July, September, and we recently lost. As soon as we lost that support line, we dropped down massively. When we held it, in the past, we usually pump up massively. So it is the critical line, this yellow line, that we need to be holding. What I would say is, and what is worth noting, between now and getting to that line, we have a lot to get through, including the bull market support band, which is typically, one of the more difficult resistance zones, dynamic resistance zones to break. And we also have a few downtrending lines that we need to be breaking as well. So that's just covering briefly what we need to be doing on Bitcoin. Now, what I want to speak about in this video mainly is the fact that we've got this RSI resistance that we could be breaking here shortly. That would indicate that a renewed rally could be occurring. I want to be talking about what that could look like. I want to be talking about why I'm not fully convinced it's going to lead to an upwards trend and why I'm not buying in current prices. I also want to talk about the stock market, and we'll get into that in a moment. What I want to look at right now, the RSI. We can see that previously we've had these RSI downtrends, particularly in 2021. It's been a bit of a theme in 2021. We've had these strong downtrends on the RSI, not downtrends, but resistance lines on the RSI, for example, the one between January and July. And you'll notice when we broke that to the upside finally, it led to a rally from 29K up to 53K. We also had one in September. Okay, there's multiple ways to draw this. You could draw it like that. You could also draw it like this. Okay, and when we broke that to the upside, it led to a rally from 40K all the way up to 68K. And so I suppose the main question people are asking me now, that I can presume people are asking me, is when we break this line, which very well could be right here, right? There is evidence to support it could be right here. When we break this line, why am I favoring the fact that we'll see a dead cat bounce rather than a full recovery, when in the past we have seen recoveries on large scales due to line breaks, such as the resistance line of the RSI, right? The reason being is because it just doesn't need to happen, okay? We can see the bull market support band. And this is kind of a main point here. Every time we've broken, and we've only got three kind of sample points here, but it is worth noting here. When we break the RSI resistance that we build, and we've typically been building this year, we do see a large rally, okay? But that rally doesn't need to take us to all-time highs. It didn't take us to all-time highs in July. It took us to all-time highs in September, but it doesn't need to take us to all-time highs right now. What it does call for, though, is a rally, okay? And personally, what I think this rally could look like, maybe one more rejection, a scoop down, is something like this, all right, and then a drop downwards. Something like that. That's what I'm kind of thinking here. I would lean towards the fact that the bull market is over. And I think one of the things that could invalidate my opinion on that is obviously breaking above this uptrending yellow line. And that's why it's not, something that I'm solid set on saying I'm a bear. I don't think I am, right? I think I just have a preference as to what is going to happen. I think that we're most likely going to be seeing a rally that is unable to break through meaningful resistance before entering a downwards trend. Now, if we do break through that meaningful resistance, I will immediately flip that opinion, okay? And that yellow line is kind of that line in the sand that we need to be getting back above in order to flip my opinion back from bearish to bullish, okay? And as of right now, getting above that yellow line would require a break above 54.7K. All right, and that is increasing every day by about 250 USD on the Bitcoin pair. So, look, Bitcoin chart, sorry, the USD pair. So it's climbing up fast, and for sure, the longer we wait for a breakout, and the longer we lurk in this region, the lower the chances we'll actually get back above that line. Now, something I could see happening here is getting back to the bull market support band and rejecting off that bull market support band with a few wicks up to the line, and then ultimately rejecting downwards. However, I don't want to speculate too much on this, right? Because it's pretty clear that the market is acting kind of independently from what it's done in the past as of current. Okay, so I don't want to rely on my personal opinions, because this whole drop was unexpected, and so a whole rally could be unexpected as well. So I do have my invalidation points. Remember, we got bearish, we got cautious all the way from 66k, and predominantly, mostly cautious at 63k. By that point, at 66 and 63k, I was encouraging people to sell their holdings because I thought there was going to be a drop down to 42k. If we come back up to 54 right now, and we need to buy back at 54, we've still avoided a 12k drop on Bitcoin, and no doubt, dozens of percents on altcoins. So I'm not in a position in which I'm pushed to be bullish right now. If someone was to go ahead and buy the dip right now, that's your personal decision. But as I've been seeing on the charts, dropping below that 50-week SMA was kind of a telling sign that it's not the best time to be doing that. We need to be waiting for some further confirmation. Just remember, guys, that for every bullish sign in the market, there is a bearish sign. Okay, and so I really do encourage you to stop relying fully on crypto Twitter and YouTube, in which you're getting your information from in singular videos, and that's why I do want to be that other voice in the market right now, because I do hear, and I'm hearing a lot, that a lot of people are saying that most people are bearish. Maybe they are, okay, but I'm not seeing that on Twitter and YouTube. All right, what I'm seeing on Twitter and YouTube is overwhelmingly bullish, okay, because I can tell you why. One thing, well, some people might be bullish, but I'll tell you this right now. If you're bullish on the market and you're an influencer, you get a lot more attention. And I could get probably 5 times the amount of views, 5 times the amount of subscribers if I wasn't being honest with you, and I just said it was going to go up. But I'm telling you, I'd say it's probably a bit of a 50-50 at this point. And the reason why I'm leaning towards being bearish, even though it's a 50-50, is because I see no reason to take risk when we stand to lose so much. Okay, if the market did drop, we'd be risking holding our bags 90% down. The market ran up, we buy back 10-15% higher. What's the risk there? And then, best case scenario, everything just 5x's from that point anyway. So it does pay to be cautious, and this is definitely one of those times to be cautious. What you will remember is that most people, even the people who are still bullish in the market, right? Most people were calling this yellow line of support to hold, and they said that if that line didn't hold, we would enter a downwards trend. That line didn't hold, and they're still bullish. So that just gives you a taste of what's to come, right? If we drop further down, we go to 40k, 42k, people are still going to be bullish. Drop down to 30k, people are still going to be bullish, right? When we drop below 30k, that's probably where people will start to flip bearish. By that point, altcoins are down 80-85%. So don't trust specific people, don't have that group thinking mentality, because, the market needs to do what it needs to do. Okay. And just looking from a technical analysis standpoint of weighing up the risk reward ratio, I'd much rather buy back 15% higher, 20% higher, than risk, 80% of my net worth. It just doesn't seem worth it to me right now as of current. If you have differing opinions, that's your opinion. That's just what I'm seeing, especially considering I sold my coins so high. What I will say now, though, is that we are coming up on a potential rally for Bitcoin, and we are still below resistance, right? I would like to see a break of this top. I'll make this line a dashed line just so you guys can see it, hear what I'm talking about. I would like to see a breakout of that dashed line in order to see a confirmed trend, and I would like to close above that dashed line, because that would confirm a close above the RSI resistance, which would confirm a breakout, in which case we'll be seeing a dead cat bounce. Right now, literally nothing is confirmed on a daily chart, and that's all I care about right now. I don't care about any other chart particularly lower than the daily chart. Right now, we still haven't made a higher high. Okay, we still haven't closed the candle. If we close the candle above, say, 49k, we'll make a higher high, but right now we still actually are in a strong downwards trend. I know this candle's green right now, but it can very easily flip red, in 13 hours before the daily close. So, we haven't even made a high yet, and people are, getting bullish in the market. It doesn't really make sense to me. Okay, we're still very much in a downwards trend, and invest with the trend until it ends is probably the main thing I'd say in this video. So, I know it might sound like I'm repeating myself a lot, but it's because I genuinely think, and it's not just for me just to have content, right? I can make 10 altcoin videos right now today, but I don't think that add any value to your investing experience, because I don't think altcoins are a good buy right now. So why would I make altcoin videos? It doesn't make sense, right? I'm trying to keep the focus on what is important. And for me personally, the focus right now is on Bitcoin. All right, what we need to be doing is breaking that upwards trend, breaking that upwards trending line, right? That yellow line upwards trending, break that to the upside. At that point, I'll be able to reevaluate the market and potentially have some more confidence in the market. Now, we could be in for a dead cat bounce. I've been expecting a dead cat bounce at some point, whether it would have been in this green box or whether it would have been right now. It's always been expected. I've talked about it with Mega Whale. Could definitely happen. I would say that, one of the signs that it's not actually a dead cat bounce and it's something more is that if we start to rally massively here on Bitcoin, we start to get up to testing that line and Ethereum doesn't move too much, that would be a sign that it might be a full recovery. Because usually what you see on dead cat bounces after all-time highs, which is what we had, right, is Ethereum taking the lead in the market because dead cat bounces are typically facilitating altcoin seasons, okay? So if we bounce up, and we're kind of in that 50K, mid 50K region, and Ethereum's not moving and altcoins aren't really moving, that might be a sign that Bitcoin might actually break through that line and we might go highs and all-time highs. Whereas if we go up, past 50K into the mid 50Ks, and Ethereum's still stable and nothing's really happening with altcoins, that could be a sign, that as I was saying, that we will go up further on Bitcoin. What I meant to say, is if we go up to 50K, mid 50Ks, and Ethereum's blasting off, breaking resistance on the Bitcoin pair, and altcoins are going crazy, that would actually be a sign that that's a dead cat bounce for Bitcoin and we need to be going down further because altcoin seasons typically mark the end of the bull market, okay? It doesn't need to happen, but when they do happen, they do mark the end of bull markets on Bitcoin. After altcoin seasons, we see bear markets or at least bearish phase in the markets, right? In May, we saw a drop down. We had an altcoin season here in May and we dropped down for 3 months. We didn't recover for 3 months and we didn't get back to the May prices until October. Okay, so basically 6 months of corrections, 5 months, 6 months. Other times we've seen altcoin seasons, we've seen extensive bear markets afterwards, most of which lasting for 3 years. Okay, so if we do see an altcoin season, that is not a reason to be buying Bitcoin. That is a reason to be trading altcoins in the short term and setting up potentially some shorts for Bitcoin, to be honest, even though I don't believe in shorting and longing. But what I want to talk about right now actually is the stock market, the S&P, SPX, okay? The S&P 500, same thing, is the stock market right here. So this is it. And what we can see here, within the last many, many years, to be honest, but we'll go within the last, 2021 here, and 2020, we have a strong upwards trend in which we've had barely any corrections, okay? Nothing really. I mean, we've had some slight corrections here along the way. We've recovered within, a month and all of them. But what we're seeing here is something pretty unique. We've seen a double top formation on the SPX. Very, very interesting stuff, okay? Doesn't usually happen too often. Okay, we've seen a double top formation. And during this double top formation, we actually saw a strong bearish divergence in the RSI. Now, what I will say is the SPX is basically very manipulated due to money printing, okay? US government prints money, the Federal Reserve, prints money, pumps up the stocks, keeps people happy, keeps people not really worrying about, that kind of thing. And the richer get richer and the poorer stay where they are or get poorer. That's just how it is, okay? Wealth inequality is directly caused by inflation. And the reason being is because the richer people already have money tied up in financial assets and financial markets, such as the SPX. When the government inflates the currency, naturally the price of the SPX goes up. The people who don't have money in things like the SPX and other stocks don't actually increase their wealth, and hence they get eaten out by inflation, while the people with money in the market, which are typically wealthy people, just basically gain against inflation and keep earning money. So the government is the cause of wealth inequality, the Federal Reserve, the irresponsible money printing. And so for that reason, if you believe that money printing isn't going to stop soon, then you should believe that the stock market is going to go up, okay, forever, essentially, or until they stop doing that, which is probably not going to happen for many years, right? But something's very interesting has happened here on a technical analysis scale, and we have dropped down. We predicted this drop after the double top. We dropped down to the red box here from around 4,700 all the way down to 4,500, okay? And we've recently we've been holding this bull market support band, which we've held for many, 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 many months, okay? But we do have a strong RSI line here on the SPX that we need to be watching on the daily chart, okay? If we break this line to the upside, it would be a sign that the recovery is going to happen in full and Bitcoin might actually break through its resistance, okay? But if we actually continue downwards on this line, continue rejecting, Bitcoin might actually have a very hard time breaking through this line that I've highlighted here before that I'll turn into dash again, okay? Bitcoin might have a hard time breaking through that line, and hence we will reject on Bitcoin from this RSI line again and continue the downwards trend until potentially bottoming out at around 40K, 42K, before seeing a dead cat bounce from that point, okay? So it's very important to note again that the SPX and BTC are kind of working together right now. They're in conjunction to a certain extent. If the SPX dumps and doesn't get past its all-time high, Bitcoin's very unlikely to break through. Okay, that's just something worth noting. So you need to be watching both of those things right now. Essentially, that's all I want to talk about in this video. You know, we're basically on the verge of a larger breakout on Bitcoin. If we see that larger breakout, wouldn't be a buy signal. It would be a buy signal probably if we break over that uptrending level of support, or, you know, now resistance, this yellow line here. That would be a buy signal. Right now, any short-term break of this RSI wouldn't really convince me too much at all, to be honest with you. But we'll definitely keep, looking at it basically on a daily basis, because I don't like to leave Bitcoin alone for too long in market corrections. A lot of things can happen in a very short period of time. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you find the information I presented useful. I don't want to cover the same thing over and over and over again, so I've tried to mix it up a little bit in this video. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.